The sound of her voice froze me in place. I had been lying perfectly still in the darkness, pretending to sleep after another exhausting day, when I heard my roommate whisper words I never expected anyone would ever say about me. My heart pounded against my chest as I stared into the ceiling of our apartment in Portland, Oregon. I wasn't supposed to hear it. She thought I was asleep, and for the first time in years I realized that maybe I wasn't as invisible as I believed. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us that sometimes the people around us understand us more than we realize. My name is Jacob Turner, and at 32 years old, life had become something I simply endured. After losing my father to cancer and going through a painful divorce within the same year, I had become a shell of the person I once was. I worked long hours at a hardware store, came home exhausted, ate whatever frozen meal I could find, and spent most nights staring blankly at the television. I rarely answered calls from family, and had slowly pushed away the few friends I had left. Loneliness became so normal that I stopped noticing it. When rent prices increased, I had no choice but to find a roommate. That's how I met Hannah Brooks. She was 29, worked as a pediatric nurse, and somehow carried enough warmth and energy to brighten every room she entered. At first, we barely spoke. I preferred keeping to myself, and she respected my space. Yet over the months, little things began to change. She would leave extra coffee in the machine before her early shifts. Sometimes she'd bring home Chinese takeout because she noticed I skipped dinner. On Christmas, she placed a wrapped package outside my room containing a pair of wool gloves, because she had seen mine falling apart. Still, I kept my distance. I convinced myself that people only cared temporarily. Eventually, everyone left. One rainy Thursday evening, I came home after one of the worst days I had experienced in years. My manager announced staff reductions, and there was a possibility I would lose my job. I spent the evening sitting alone in my room, staring at old photographs of my father. Memories crashed over me, and for the first time since his funeral, I cried. Real tears. Deep, painful tears that left me exhausted. Eventually, I turned off the lights and lay in bed. Hours later, I heard the apartment door open. Hannah had returned from her shift. She moved quietly, probably believing I was asleep. Then I heard her voice, soft and tired, speaking on the phone. She said she worried about me every day. She said she could see the sadness behind my smile. She said she knew I was hurting, even though I pretended everything was fine. Then her voice trembled slightly, and she whispered that I deserved happiness. She said I was one of the kindest people she'd ever met, and that it broke her heart seeing me carry so much pain alone. She hoped one day I would realize that I wasn't a burden to anyone. She hoped I would stop punishing myself for things that weren't my fault. And then, almost quietly enough to miss, she said she prayed for me every night. Those words shattered something inside me. No one had prayed for me since my father died. I lay there in complete silence, tears rolling down my face again. I couldn't understand why someone would care that much. I wasn't cheerful. I wasn't successful. I wasn't even particularly social. Yet somehow, she saw something in me that I had stopped seeing myself. The next morning, I found a note beside the coffee maker. It simply said, "Hope today is kinder to you than yesterday." I sat there holding that note for several minutes. Days passed, and something inside me began to shift. I started joining Hannah during dinner instead of hiding in my room. We talked about movies, childhood memories, and funny stories from her hospital. For the first time in years, I laughed so hard that tears came to my eyes. Real laughter. It felt strange and wonderful. Then another blow came. I lost my job. I remember sitting in my car outside the apartment with the termination letter in my hand, feeling like life had defeated me completely. I was ashamed. I felt useless. I didn't even want to walk inside. But when I finally entered, Hannah immediately noticed something was wrong. She didn't ask questions. She simply sat beside me and handed me a bowl of homemade soup. There was no judgment, no awkward silence, just quiet support. Over the following weeks, She encouraged me to apply for jobs, updated my resume, and reminded me that one bad season didn't define an entire life. She celebrated every interview opportunity, as if it were her own victory. Eventually, I received an offer from a construction company with better pay and benefits than I had ever earned. Before, I wanted to celebrate, but life had one more surprise waiting. A few days later, Hannah collapsed at work. Severe exhaustion and stress had finally caught up with her. She had spent years caring for others while neglecting herself. When she was released from the hospital, I knew it was my turn. I cooked meals despite being terrible in the kitchen. I drove her to appointments. I cleaned the apartment and made sure she rested. Slowly, she recovered. One evening, while sitting on our apartment balcony watching the sunset paint the sky orange, she smiled and admitted something. She had almost moved out months earlier because she believed I didn't like her. She thought I found her annoying. I laughed because I had spent months believing she only tolerated me out of politeness. Funny how fear makes people misunderstand each other. Months turned into a year, and our friendship became one of the greatest blessings in my life. She helped me rediscover hope. I helped her remember she didn't always have to carry everyone else's burdens alone. Sometimes I still think about that night when I pretended to be asleep. Those whispered words changed everything. If this story is touching your heart, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach people who may be struggling in silence. And before we reach the ending, I have a special request. Please leave a comment and tell us where you're watching from. And write the words, "Kindness changes lives." If you believe a simple act of compassion can save someone without them even knowing it. Today, 3 years later, Hannah and I still share stories over morning coffee. Life isn't perfect. We both have difficult days, but we remind each other that nobody is meant to face life alone. Sometimes the greatest miracles don't arrive with grand speeches or dramatic moments. Sometimes they come in whispers. Sometimes they come from the person who thinks you're asleep. And sometimes, without even realizing it, one caring heart can teach another heart how to live again, because kindness doesn't always save people loudly. Sometimes it saves them quietly. And quiet love can be the loudest miracle of all.